Okay, an absolute, another perfect, magnificent, huge find. I'm going to tell you that not only did we find the X-ray of the Mona Lisa being inside the MI-DION, that and I have well over 700 YouTubes of documentation and approximately 3,800 exact images of what is in my painting, as well as the Mona Lisa, which is a young woman, and this is the older woman when she grew up. I'm going to show you some of these images, and I hope you can follow along. That, or hopefully I can be a good enough person to give you the proper thoughts. Now, this behind us is an X-ray that is in the Mona Lisa. And this is the side of her face, and this is the area that is near. Now, what is very, as you can see, how the Mona Lisa shoots across here, and you can see these images somewhat portray. So first of all, without you getting confused, and myself, because he is a very confusing individual, this is another X-ray out of the Mona Lisa. And if you see that how the two X-rays are totally at a different level of penetration. So when you put the X-ray up, you can see the heart that matches for the eyes and the diameter here of where the face goes. Okay, so I'm glad you're following, but as you can see, and then you can see this crisscross line through here of the words that run that's in the same painting. But that's not always true, because when he moves his works, he gives you this indication in a different shadow. See, this is in the dark shadow, or dark color, and this is in the lighter color, and this is in another, and here's another, and here's another, because Leonardo da Vinci makes his works move across the room. That's why they can't tag him. Look at that, how perfectly he fits over here too. See, he gives you these endos, and you know so because they line up perfectly. He gives you these outline marks. Well, when you end up taking my painting and you overlay it, you got many areas. As you can see her brim of her nose, you can, if you pitch this on an angle a little, it actually fits throughout here. It fits through here, 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 and here. You can see these lines of her nose. And when you lay this, when you lay this in here, you can actually, I have it preset to make it a little bit easier, you can see how her nose butts perfectly into this area that is at the right penetration. You can also see this curvedness that goes in here. Don't forget, it moves. He doesn't keep his painting still. So here's another. I'm going to go back to this X-ray, then I'll go back to mine, and when you end up putting mine over the top, I got to remember where it goes. You can see it goes, you can see the nose brim fits perfectly in the cut line over here. So if you follow it, he allows it to go up and down and this way, any way he wants, because that's the way he did his measurements. You can also see his cut line of his body, of his shoulder. And when you see, you can see the line, how it moves within. Don't give up on me, please. Please stick with me. There's a lot of these sheets that are going to add up, like Leo's work. This is another one of his that is in a different level. See, people don't understand when you x-ray something. Look at the two. They're different. Okay? And the reason is because of like a light bulb just taking different energy to give you that different brightness. So we put this here, and then we take this back, and you can actually see these two people here. I forgot if this is the one that does it. But you can even see the cut line, how it runs for the cut line. That's not necessarily true. In other words, that cut line in a different level can be this one coming, or this one, or the one in between, or over here, or over here, or through the nose. Because Leonardo da Vinci, again, see, Leonardo da Vinci makes again his paintings move. I'm sorry I keep throwing at you, but I have to try to get it to your understanding. Now I'm going to pull this one down, and I'm going to show you what another layer of mine of the different. This is the back of his head, and you're going to see how this I call Mary, because it's in the Last Supper, and it is in one of my YouTubes. And not only does she fit here, she fits here, she fits here, she fits here. Okay, you can see these rotations. These are the rotations, and then he puts these rotations in black, and you flow and look at the angles. Under a different layer, these come out. Okay, so here's one, and then it shifts on over. Excuse me, I don't, because it won't do it because it's too long, so I have to shrink it so it fits. So that must have bumped it one, maybe two, and then out of that it shifts over, then it shifts over, and then it shifts over. Okay, but if you see this, I think this is the one. Yeah, it's the green. If you look over here, there's a dog. It gets wilder. So I take this one and I turn it to threshold, and I go to number 38 because I remember the number. I haven't lost my mind totally. Oh, and guess what? There it is. There's number 38. Because this is the dog. Watch, it changed, and when you put this doggy, oh, you can't do that. Let's see, I have to hit OK, and then this doggy, I call it a doggy, gets rotated to fit right in that area. See how this dog, I call it a dog, could be a cat, and this is the same. It gets wilder, and so that means it gets wilder. So we're going to put this down. That was one of mine. And then we showed you this, but let me show you. Let me show you the horn. Let's see if it's in here. I can use this one. It's right there. Okay, you see this guy right here? He's kind of like a big elephant. This is like a fireman's hat, and a guy sitting and riding this thing with an animal with a tuba. That is the same guy here also, of the doggy. Under different penetration. Now I put him up, and I go over the top, a little too large. And there's the exact fit. It's the same. And what this has a roll, the same for the words. Okay, we already know the Mona exists in the X-ray under a different level. What's also very, very neat is this guy and this guy, the Statue of Liberty, shows up in it. Watch. You can see this Statue of Liberty who moves throughout these little people through here. Here's one with a spike head. Here's half his face. He floats through here, and the way you know is not only do you got your lineup, that okay, because he's everywhere, is that you follow this pointy guy, which is a Hemin, which is actually a person that is like a diva that dresses. He has this point piece buried in the white, and he actually moves it. See, you can see his areas that he goes. So he's a very, very hidden, tricky man. And there's another level in here, and this level is another X-ray. Not an X-ray. Yes, it's an X-ray that's been inverted. That's right. And then when you end up placing mine lined up in the nose area, as you see, you can see the outlines like the R. See, it's a little too tall or maybe a little too big. You can see this looking R and these letters that run through here. Also, there's these X's that he normally puts as X's in the eyes. There's an X and there's an X. Let me show you. There's an X and there's an X. The same thing that he does to the Mona. He puts the X's in the eyes. Here's a G with an X. And there would be, I've showed before, a G in my painting because I showed it to you in the standard. So when you open this up, I don't know if it's going to show it on a standard one, but there's a G. There's a G throughout here, throughout here, throughout here, because he makes her move. Again, Leonardo da Vinci is a very, very tricky, awesome code man and well hidden. Here's another X-ray, and you can see if you follow how this flows and goes around like this flows and goes around like this. This is the MI-DION, this is the Mona Lisa. The two are identical but hidden in different works. You can see his arm through here. Here's his arm. Leonardo da Vinci is extremely tricky. Okay? And so if I put that up in here, that's where he's going to go. He's going to put those babies in there. Okay? So that means he gets either reduced a little, and he gets shifted a little, and he gets moved up and down. And you can actually see the finger and the hand flows. he's just magnificent. You can even see how the Mona wants to bleed through. And with that, I got to tell you, if you can subscribe for all this hard work, 7 years, $500,000 invested just in labor, I would appreciate it. And I'm telling you, not only do I own a X-ray that's out of my painting, that's in the Mona, that is the Mona Lisa, which is this, and that not only did it come out of my painting, the MI-DION, which is the older, more mature Mona Lisa, I'm going to tell you that it belongs next to the Mona Lisa because it's a diary of Leonardo da Vinci's works. There are trillions of pixels in there that are 20 times smaller than a pixel that a surgical microscope could not see. I went through a lot of studying and pulling and money and work and efforts and tricks to try to get deeper and deeper. I've taken TVs and multiplied them in a sense and reshot them with different cameras of 42 meg, 100 meg, X-rays. I got 13 TVs in here. Each one shoots out a different color. Each one shoots out a total different transparency, and then when it gets rebooted up on YouTube, it's totally different again. And then on top of that, I had a $35,000 monitor that I burned up in 7 years. I'm going to tell you, listen, this is the pair are the twins. It's just the cover on the book is different. All the different layers and penetrations in which I was trying to tell you about are the same. They're in different layers and hidden within its works. It's kind of like taking the page of your book and cutting it out and putting your little candy hidden in the corner while you're working and eating and playing around at school, which I know that ain't going to happen. So with that, I got to say, listen, keep your distance, wash your hands, wear a mask, tell your loved ones that you love them, your friends that you have a degree of love for them, just in case you may die in 4 days. Who knows? Somebody gets it and somebody doesn't. Somebody just gets sick. Somebody passes on to somebody else that they don't know that they're passing it on. So watch the social. And also, I want to say, listen, God bless the whole world, the universe and the heavens. I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful life. If you guys can subscribe. Now, you take that broken finger, hit the subscribe button for me, buddies and pals. And maybe when I'm partying, maybe I'll run a special for everybody to go on a trip that I fill up a cruise line or something. Do something. I don't know. When things get better. Who knows? Maybe I'll run a lottery on that. I don't know. But right now, I need financial stable ability. If you know anybody that's capable of doing that, appreciates my dedication, I would appreciate their dedication to dedicate funds. And I could use a GoFundMe page. I don't even know how to do that. I haven't cheated, altered any paperwork, any images, any words. These are, don't shoot the messenger. God bless. Take care. I mean it. See you guys in heaven. But right now we're on earth. Let's see if we can help each other out. Amen.